But maybe it'll work for the bit.
Welcome back to
The Bit Boys.
Welcome back to Bit Boys Podcast. What if that's a podcast?
No, it's not. Hermione Granger, Ronald Weasley. We'll have to get some still images later, Zach. Should we decorate the set when we get our still images?
Yes, we should make it look really good. We'll make it look really good for photo ops, and then they'll never get to see the state of the studio right now. See, I like to use the studio when Brandon's not around. I like to go, you know what? I need to clean my house. I need to load up some storage containers. Kids need to get rid of some toys. You know what? I'm just going to pack it in the studio. And you do that, half a dozen times.
Well, I mean, you got 12,000 feet of storage space you're just not using here, Zach. It's basically like a warehouse.
And then, for some reason, we've encapsulated the kids have a little, like a Barbie RV camper to play in, you know?
Not anymore.
Yeah, for some reason, we've encapsulated that in styrofoam boards that we would normally be using for sound dampening. So I'm looking out my window, and I'm just seeing something flap in the air. I know it's the neighbor's flag.
No, it's definitely the Jersey Devil.
Well, I know it's the neighbor's flag, but you can't really. There's no context. It's a black window. I can see one house lit up, and maybe some outlines of a tree, and there's just something swaying in the breeze out there. And for all I know, it could be what's around Missouri, banshees. Could be a banshee.
Goat man? I don't know.
Could be a witch.
A witch. The witch?
It's clearly his flag. But
scares you, huh?
Why I can't help but be distracted by it. It's just what's that word?
Alluring?
It's like
enticing?
Now I'm fixated on it. It's just so
alluring.
Mesmerizing. Oh my God.
That's a good word.
See?
Maybe I should talk into the microphone. I don't know.
Maybe.
We only wasted 30 seconds, so. All right, I can't read. I don't know. How many minutes is that?
This
is just warm up.
2 minutes, baby.
We're just
2.5 minutes.
We're gonna go until we get something good, and then we can start the podcast.
Yeah. So, Brandon, I've been reading Hellblazer, and now I'm hip with all the awesome British slang.
Is this a cold open?
What?
Are you sure you were broken? Are you sure you were open? Are you sure you were broken? Are you sure you were open? It's the best podcast you've ever heard. If it's not the best, then it's surely the third in a very niche genre of two guys with a microphone. Are you sure you were broken? Are you sure you were open? Are you sure you were broken? Are you sure you were open for a podcast?
Anyway, so now I'm hip with all the British slang. So take the piss out of it, sod off, bollocks.
Sod off is a good one.
I really like the there it is or there you are, like just kind of like you answered your own question kind of thing.
Oh,
they're like
give me an example of that. Yeah.
So John Constantine has lung cancer.
Correct.
In like the first story, and
hell yeah,
and the doctor's like, I was gonna do like a fucking. Well, how many fags you have a day? He's like, I don't know, 30 or 40, and he's like, well, there it is.
There it is.
I fucking love it.
Yeah, I watch a lot of cold ones. I don't have any Australian slang, but they definitely are liberal with like the C word and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool about Australians.
It's everywhere but America. We're the only ones that get
really offended.
What? Fuck. Was it Jim Jeffries? It was some Australian. They were like, I used the C word, and it was the first time in America, and I made a woman cry.
Yeah.
I don't know why they talk. Hi. Yeah, the first time I did stand up in America, I said cunt, and I made a grown woman cry.
It's good.
Oh, I'm reading Hellblazer by Garth Ennis. So it's not just the Hellblazer, John Constantine. It's the boys, Garth Ennis.
Yeah. I was going to say, you're picking up on all that British slang with the Hellblazer, and then when I read The Boys, I was like, what the hell is Ken?
Yeah.
You know, like I guess Scots just say Ken when they mean no.
Yeah.
I ken, lass. I ken.
Yeah. Or I think they also use it. They use it for. No, I guess it is no. It's like
I ken what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right, because there's like a fucking Irish or Scottish dude in Hellblazer that does that.
Ken, yeah. That's a Garth Ennis thing. He's good at picking out like little vocal quirks in different accents and languages. Not, I guess it's all English, but it's just different accents.
Yeah, in English bloke. Right, an English bloke writes the English dialogue. That makes sense to me. Let's write it down.
Write that down.
Get on with it.
He said, tip, 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 write my quill. Go, my quill. I like to imagine Garth Ennis writes with a big quill, and he doesn't even touch it. He just dictates to it.
I imagine Garth Ennis writes...
with a crown? Or like... Does he...
No, he writes drunk off his arse and...
Edit sober?
Yep, Hemingway.
Yeah. What's that one artist you'd probably know? It's a comic artist, but he like this is how he holds his pen. It's like this, and that's how he draws. He like holds it between the ring and the middle finger.
I have no idea.
And like there's images of him at cons like signing.
What does he do? What does he do? And is it Eric Larson?
It might be Eric Larson.
Eric Larson did Savage Dragon.
Yeah, I think he's an image guy. I don't want to say they caught him doing like a Spawn or something like that. And like,
who else is an image guy? Is it
Todd.
Rob Liefeld?
No, is Rob Liefeld the guy with like everybody criticizes his anatomy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's Rob Liefeld.
There were several other image guys.
It might be Eric Larson. Well, Todd McFarlane, obviously. But Todd McFarlane...
Who's the guy that went on to run DC?
Oh, I don't know.
I think he runs DC Comics now. He went on to do Batman, and now he's like top of DC Comics.
Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah, I think that's it. That's him.
No, come on, Zach. That's not who it is.
But now, Brandon, so now I'm excited to read Preacher, because apparently Garth Ennis left Hellblazer to write Preacher. Very similar themes.
Should be here any day now.
Well, I'm saying this to say I got you Invincible Compendium 2, so now you have to binge read it.
I know. I'm still not finished with the Compendium 1, and I know everything that happens in it because I have watched the series and we've talked about it, but like it's all there in the first compendium, but it's just different orders. So it's just like the rate, I don't know, just the structure of the story is different, but it all kind of works out the same way. So I don't really understand, and maybe it's because I haven't read it all. I don't understand the creative decision to.
Yeah, I wonder if Kirkman's involved in that at all.
He's apparently strongly involved with
because
what I've heard, because he wants to edit, sort of like with The Walking Dead.
He had said that
where he regretted cutting off Rick's hand. I guess there was things in the Invincible storyline where he was like, I wanted to do.
I think, but his comments were about the order. He's like, I actually wished I would have done this sooner. Mm-hmm. And basically, he's like, certain things that happen in reverse order in the show. He's like, I wish that would have happened.
It makes sense if you think about it in the way of you have a deadline and you have a story. And so you're trying to tell the story while still meeting your deadline. So some things you might tell out of order, sort of like how you would just tell a story impromptu, like to a group. It's like, well, fuck, we got to do it this way, and this has got to happen now. And then when you go back and it's almost like just like that editing process where you go, I know that this is the way that it came out, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it would be the best way to tell that story. And so I think that he's well within his creative rights to move things around. In my opinion, though, the degree to which he moves stuff around doesn't make that much of a difference in terms of the impact of each of the because it's all the main story beats are there. Like, Omni-Man does what he does at the same rate in the comics, basically. Like, it takes a lot longer to get there. I didn't say what he did. I'm just saying,
Spoilers,
he
dude.
does what he does because that's what he do.
Dude, he does a lot of things.
It happens a lot later in the comics because it happens fairly early on in the series, I feel like.
It's like by issue 5.
Is it that early?
Yeah.
I felt like it took longer in the comics. Maybe they just do more of the... like the side stuff with Adam Eve and
Kirkman does that thing where he's like, I want to really shake him up in the first couple issues to keep him reading.
Yeah.
So that's
but he's good at it. I don't have
I feel like
problem.
it's like issue 5 and then Omni-Man kicks some ass and then it makes you want to come back for the next one, you know?
I remember reading The Walking Dead the volumes.
Yeah.
The hardcover volumes. And by volume 2, like, they were already dealing with the governor and the prison stuff. And then, like, in the show, that takes until, like, season 3. And I don't know.
Yeah, but that, the show's such a mess with, like, I don't know if it's producers. I don't know. Like, because Kirkman
the show is good until, like, season 8.
Kirkman's had like a lawsuit or several lawsuits with AMC over
not paying him
over a bunch of shit. Well, that and I think they were
they fired him off the show.
Yeah, creative different. I don't remember what the fuck it was worded.
Yeah, when I read into it, they had fired him off the show, but it's still his license. Like, he never sold the rights to them. Like, they just had like a collaborative license, and part of them licensing The Walking Dead was like he would be involved with it, and then they never paid him for like scripts or rewrites or something, and they kind of just kept pushing him further and further away from the production. It seems really fucked up. The same thing with the Carl character. The whole reason they killed him off in the show, spoilers, is that he was turning 18 apparently. That's what I've heard.
We don't want to tell people that Omni-Man kills the fucking
Guardians of the Globe.
Guardians of the Globe. We don't want to say cunt, but Carl dies
for
the
no
show.
reason. He's like the fucking main character of the comics.
Yeah.
And then they do all these fucking spin-off series, and it's just like, that's not what the thing is about.
Well, at least Kirkman did what Akira Toriyama
couldn't
failed to do in pass the torch from.
Oh,
what? Jesus Christ! Love you, Toriyama.
All right, R.I.P. Toriyama.
So he passed the torch from Rick to
really
Carl.
Good,
he passed the torch from Rick to Carl. Right?
Well, and Akira Toriyama picked a good. Oh, I see. And you mean in universe.
But yeah, and so Goku, they should have passed the torch to Gohan, and then Goku came back and took the torch back and said, "Sorry, Gohan, I want to fight the strongest." Yeah,
Goku. I think Goku's just too powerful of a character, and I don't think that there's enough difference between Gohan and Goten from Goku. You know what I mean? Like, I think it just confuses people. And
you should read Super.
I should,
because it's really good, but also.
Sorry, I just looked at the messages that Zach sent whenever I was coming over. I said, "Are you ready to receive me?" He said, "Yo, just got home, yes." I said, "What I need bring out? Just myself?" He said, "Whatever you want." I said, "Ugh, you bitch." He said, "Bring that dick. That fat dick. That fat gay dick."
I can't believe you didn't see that.
I am a bit sick. I don't know if you noticed that.
Anyways, I'm just gonna say, like, I think there's enough variation between all the Gokus and the Gohans
the lineage,
and Tens. Yeah. There's enough difference now, and
to the fan. But I'm thinking of like the casual approacher. Like, everybody knows Goku, but not everybody knows Gohan.
Yeah, but you could do simple things like at the end of I think it was GT, maybe you get to see like Goku Jr. And it would be so easy to pass the torch from Goku to
Is
another.
that his third child?
It's not his child. It's like his grandchild or great grandchild or something. But
in GT, isn't he the kid the same time as his grandchildren? Something like that.
Pass the torch from Goku to a character that looks just like Goku. How hard would it be to make a fucking one of his relatives look like him?
Well, I think Gohan and Goten already kind of look like him. My question is,
Gohan doesn't much look like him anymore.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Goten does, though. It would be super easy to get rid of Goku and just have Goten be the new character, and then you dress him like Goku, and no one's the fucking wiser. But it's a situation that's like Naruto and Boruto or whatever. It's like
Boruto.
Like you'll notice something's different, but it's like all the same shit.
Yeah, and I guess that's kind of the question is like. And even in that case, I can't think of I think it's like Hasashi Kishimoto or something is the guy who does Naruto, the mangaka, if you will. What is the point of not just continuing the story of Naruto? Like he becomes Hokage, but it's like there's still like shit that could happen. Which I get. To be fair, I haven't read Boruto. So I don't know.
It's a passing of the torch thing. Like Naruto's still a character.
Exactly. Yeah.
But like, he's not the main character anymore. You're it's like following someone day to day, and you just switch the person you're following.
You know what I'm saying? It is. It's an interesting question though, because something like One Punch Man, you have I'm forgetting the main character's name. It's Saitama. Saitama is the most powerful character in that show. And generally, like, your animes follow your strongest characters. And then, like, the villain is always a little bit stronger throughout, and then eventually they overcome. Yada, yada, yada. But with One Punch Man, it's almost like the side characters are more interesting than your main hero. Everybody loves Saitama, but it's like the drama and the conflict all comes from the interpersonal relationships.
They're
the
the world
characters.
Builders. That's how you... really build the plot.
Well, and you only realize how strong Saitama is by having
it's actually how they
struggle between characters.
Yeah, it's how they fit the action in too. Because if Saitama just shows up and immediately beats everybody with one punch, where's your show? Where's your manga? Where's your story?
But it's brilliant because then you can highlight his his inner turmoil with like. He is the strongest, but he has no challenge, so there's nothing for him to overcome. So he can't there's no character development for him, but that is in itself a character development because now he's like tortured by his own strength. Like the only thing that he wants is somebody that can match his capabilities, which is sort of like an echo of, or maybe even a satire or parody of like a Goku character, and almost kind of highlights your point of Akira Toriyama failing to pass the torch from Goku to another character. It's just like, no, I guess Goku is still the strongest, and he's going to be the strongest.
He had the perfect moment because Gohan beats Cell, and they really could have just continued with
from that point on.
And you're still in universe,
and Goku can still be strong because you have a Roshi character already. Why not just push Goku into that Roshi slot?
Well, Goku's dead, remember?
Oh yeah, that's true.
So they could have kept him dead. Let's just say like, you can only use the Dragon Balls to revive someone like 3 times or whatever the fucking rule is. Yeah. Right. So even if it's not permanent, let's keep Goku dead for longer than we kept him dead. Right. And then it just follows in universe. You still have all the characters. Yeah. Now your central hero is going to be Gohan, and you continue the story on from there. I think you still could have did cool shit, but then you also have the Buu saga where like Super Buu absorbs Gohan, and then Goku and Vegeta fuse and become Vegito, and like you get those cool moments because
does it become Vegito or Gogeta?
Gogeta is when they do the fusion dance.
Oh, okay. And then the rings.
They use the earrings to become Vegito. Yeah,
but that's a more perfect fusion, correct?
It's supposed to be permanent, but then they get eaten by Buu, and for some reason, that causes them to split into 2 again. And
but is Vegito considered more powerful than Gogeta?
No, I don't think so.
I'd heard that, but I wasn't sure what the canonical thought behind that was. Like if if you had
don't
Vegeta's
know.
killer instinct, because Vegito is more Vegeta than
It's all,
Goku.
it's all bullshit, man. I can't
I
fucking,
mean, it's like, why does Superman win in this fight? Because I wrote that he would win the fight. And it's
Yeah.
like, okay. Yeah. But
the same goes for like
Theory-wise.
the justification with like, which fusion's stronger? My argument, it's like it's a fusion of their power. Wouldn't it be equal?
yeah.
Like that's my argument. The whatever they're called, it's something with a P.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just like fusion rings or something.
No, it's regardless. It's supposed to be permanent.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
The earrings is a permanent fusion.
Yeah, the Boo Saga is a weird turn from Cell Saga.
And
Because I feel like Cell Saga was like the last remnants of like classic Dragon Ball, and then the Boo Saga almost feels like the beginning of the GT stuff.
we should. I don't know. GT sucked so bad. The Boo Saga is still good. The Cell Saga.
The Boo Saga is
The Cell
That's where you
Saga
get Majin
excels.
Vegeta.
Excels in music. It's got like a bang. There's like this creepy like Android music.
and I haven't watched it in a while, but I do remember that it moves along at a pretty good clip. Like everybody kind of bitches at Dragon Ball for having a lot of filler in terms of just like nothing happening during an episode. But I feel like with the Cell Saga, it kind of like it has those moments.
The Android and Cell Saga are like peak Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, I feel like they move along at a pretty good clip.
So good. So
It's really
I
good.
I
And
I,
you can get all
I
that
can't
sweet-
fucking stand GT. And you know my other
own it.
my other critique is Akira Toriyama. The last thing he worked on was Dragon Ball Daima, and you know I just want to. I'm trying to understand the obsession with turning Goku Kid again, and then Akira always.
But that's not canon, the Daima stuff.
No, it is because Toriyama insists that GT's still canon, which makes no sense. And then he's saying that Daima is canon and it takes place before Super, but it's just it's like shoehorning. It's going
Yeah.
like no, there's time for this to happen and for it to make sense. And I haven't, Daima's not over yet. Got to finish it. But I just have trouble wrapping my head around it. And again, the obsession with like, let's make Goku
A child.
a kid again, which also, again, can be resolved by introducing a new kid character in the Dragon Ball universe.
Or just focusing on Goten.
anything. Well, like Goten's a teen.
Goku
Goten
Jr.
in Super, Goten is a teenager now.
Right, but
You
you
know?
could go the Goku Jr. route. And now you
Well,
have,
that's what they set up at the end of GT is he could have had a story moving forward where it's both a Vegeta, like a young Vegeta, and a young Goku, like descendants of Goku and Vegeta, and you continue the story with that. That could be cool.
Yeah.
But
On an unrelated conversation, what is the? I mean, why is Goku depicted as this
Hung?
idiot? No, excuse me.
sorry, good. You were saying?
Is he canonically hung?
Uh,
I mean, we've seen his penis in Dragon Ball,
yep.
and it just looks like a normal penis. I mean, for a child, I suppose, but in Japan, that's funny. They go, "Oh, he's naked. Look at his little wiener." But I guess we do that in America too. Remember the Simpsons movie?
Look, when
they spend like 10
it's his
minutes-
round sack with a slightly smaller
Smaller.
U in the middle of it to
Yeah.
represent a penis.
It is kind of funny. I'll give him that. but we have the same fascination. We have the same fascination in America, like the Simpsons movie. Remember when they spend like 5 minutes on Bart Simpson hiding his wiener, and then like in a shot that makes no sense, they just give you like full frontal nudity of Bart Simpson in the first like 10 minutes, and it's the same thing. It's like
Yeah,
this,
and
it's
just
the
imagine-
it's the half crescent, circle.
Isn't that weird that it was cool to do that in a cartoon, but just imagine pitching like Simpsons live action, and now we're going to show you Bart's penis. People will be like, no.
Yeah. Show me your fucking AI real life version of The Simpsons now, you fucking idiots.
Jesus Christ. But you could also defend it and be like, well, no, see, in the show, Bart's a child, but it's been out for 40 years, so
He's 40 years old, canonically. No, we were watching Becca and
How long
I,
has Simpsons been out?
30. I think they're on 32 seasons.
Oh yeah, the show's been going for 30 years, so he's 40.
He's 40. He was like 8 when the show started. Anyways, but me and Becca were watching a movie with my boy Robert Pattinson, where he's like, it's like an indie film, and like it's low budget and stuff. But
It's called The Batman.
Maybe you've heard of it. Little known actor called Robert Pattinson.
In the movie. He's a Kurt Cobain fan. He's such a hard fan that he dresses like a bat and punches people.
That's what Cobain would have wanted. If anybody who knows anything about Nirvana,
Especially if they have shotguns, he fucks them up.
he takes a green substance that we think is maybe adrenaline. I don't know. And he just survives guns.
Just maybe that's the prototype of Venom before Bane gets
I
it.
kind of was thinking, but then they have the Penguin show.
Well, that'd be kind of stupid if Batman did Venom before Bane, but then he didn't get fucking like addicted to it and shit.
Well, but he's Batman, so he can't. Because the writer says, no, his willpower is too strong.
Isn't Bane supposed to be like Hispanic?
Well, not Hispanic, just Hispanic.
Hispanic?
He's from Spain, I believe. Yeah.
Really?
I think so.
Well,
yeah.
I think the whole idea of his mask is like a luchador.
Oh, you might be right.
So I'm assuming Hispanic, right?
You might be right. I know he.
And I thought he had like an accent. And then when they
know he speaks Spanish.
when they make the movie, they're like, nah, fuck it, Tom Hardy. And they're like, do your best Mexican accent. And he's like, oh, Batman.
You said Mexican. You said Mexican, right? He's like, well, we don't have Mexicans in the UK, but you know what we have? Gypsies. He's like, I'll just do fucking Gypsy King. This is just Australian. I can't do accents. I can. They just slip into each other.
When I think of Bane, I think Sean Connery. Oh, Batman!
I thought you were doing.
I was born in the darkness.
Who's the? Have you seen this meme? Who's the butler in the Christian Bale?
Yeah. I can't think of his name either.
Just
Master Wayne.
yeah. God,
I can fucking wish I could do.
Garth Ennis says he's the inspiration for Butcher's voice. I can't think of it. Michael Caine?
Yeah.
Michael Caine. So Michael Caine, there's this meme, and it's all about Bane, and he's just like, it's like him crying when he's talking about his Batman's parents and stuff, and he's like not wanting to fight Bane, and he's like, Master Wayne, have you seen Bane? He's the scariest fucking guy that I've ever seen. I'm so fucking scared of him, Mr. Wayne. Yeah. Anyways, I kind of lost my train of thought.
I wish I could do a better impression of him.
but him
How are you supposed to fight Bane? Ow!
He's a
Are
scary.
you hurt, Alfred? No! I'm asking, how are you supposed...
He's the scariest fucking guy I've ever seen.
I'm sorry, I was confused. You just kept saying, ow. Sometimes I forget you don't pronounce your H's.
You don't fucking enunciate your H's. No, it's good. It's good. But it's hard to read The Boys with that knowledge in mind that it's Michael Caine. That's what Butcher is supposed to sound.
You know
like.
what? I'll sing the praises of Garth Ennis all day, but I gotta say, that's just like a that was the inspiration for.
I think it's just supposed to be a point of reference. Like he doesn't literally sound like Michael Caine, but that is his accent.
I know, but just imagine he's like, no, you have to read Butcher as Michael Caine. I'm like, well, that's terrible.
Huey.
Oh, come on now, Huey.
I've killed your parents.
Huey, I can't fucking do it.
Huey, I've killed your parents. Now you have to stab me. I can't move me bloody legs, Huey.
Huey. Now that's major spoilers.
No, it's not. It's not, that was made up.
Oh, dude, come on.
It's only spoilers.
Come
you
on.
say it's spoilers.
Cut that out. Cut it out.
No, I don't know. I don't know how. Have you watched any It's Always Sunny? I know. I'll take that as a yes. I know that
I fucking like. Oh, what's this? Dayman. Fighter of the night, man.
Champion of the sun. You're a master of karate
And friendship.
for everyone.
Dayman.
Dayman. Fighter of the night, man. You're a master of karate and friendship for everyone. I might have
Fuck yeah, dude.
I might have fucked that up.
I might have fucked it up too. I don't care. I like, what's that episode where Frank's like,
The toe knife?
he's like, that's my gimmick. I'm the trash man.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. The gang does professional wrestling or whatever.
Yes. And you
I come in the ring and I throw trash everywhere. I'm the trash man.
yeah, he's like, I start eating garbage. You understand why that's my favorite episode.
It's, wrestling. Is it wrestling?
Is the answer wrestling, Master Wayne?
Master Wayne. Please don't fight, Bane.
Master Wayne.
You know, I used to like Kane as a wrestler, and my favorite movie as a kid was probably Batman Forever. I think that's the one with Bane in it.
Yeah.
And I thought that's what Kane was doing. He's like, oh, it's like a Bane reference. He's Kane. I didn't realize it was like a Cain and Abel reference, like the two brothers, like one wants to kill the other. But you know, Kane was like a big fucking muscly boy, and the Bane actor that they got in that movie kind of has the same physique as Kane. Like he's not huge. Like he is huge, but he's not like cut. He's just kind of like big.
What are we talking about? The Bane?
Yeah, the Bane in Batman.
I thought he was. I'm pretty sure he's in a bodysuit.
No, that's a real guy. Because you can like a bodysuit, they would have made him like cut. Like he's really super muscular. But if you look at him, he looks like a fucking just a straight up like powerlifter kind of guy.
I don't know about that.
You want to look?
Yeah, you should go back and watch that movie, Brandon. They put that bad boy in a bodysuit.
I'm telling you, man.
I used to think he was a guy too, and he was really ripped. And now that I look back on it as an adult, I'm like, oh, he looks terrible. Bane look bad. Can I drop a little bit of trivia on you?
No, dude, he was a professional wrestler. The actor who played Bane. Look.
Yeah.
That's him.
Yeah. You don't think that's a bodysuit right there? The fucking image you're looking at is not a bodysuit?
I don't think so. Oh, maybe?
Yeah, so he's in a fucking bodysuit.
No, he's not in a bodysuit. He's got prosthetic arms and chest. But he's still pretty big.
Okay, hold on. I'm just going to stop real quick. A bodysuit implies fake arms and chest.
No, a bodysuit implies the whole body.
It's not the whole body.
Look, he's huge. They really didn't do much. They just kind of like did his upper body like a little different. They might have gave him like a little bit, but that like basically looks the same.
Okay, maybe.
They might have gave him like a little bit.
I don't know. I think like
that dude is huge.
The portions where he's on Venom. I don't know. I was watching the movie and his muscles weren't moving right.
Yeah. Well, maybe they did put like a latex layer on to put all the veins and stuff. Because he's obviously not vascular like that. But
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So it's not quite a bodysuit, but like they did.
We're getting off track here. This part's important.
We're splitting hairs.
It's getting important. I got a little bit of wrestling trivia for you.
Oh, Jesus.
Did you know that Kane wasn't the original Kane?
Like the guy who took the mask off wasn't the guy who had the mask on? Or like...
No, dude. Undertaker. His name was originally Kane the Undertaker. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Mark Calloway. The Undertaker. When The Undertaker debuted as Ted DiBiase's man to face the Bud Hogan. I don't remember who he debuted to face.
Is this your...
when The Undertaker debuted dude. His name was actually Kane the Undertaker. Later on, Vince McMahon would just decide to call him the Undertaker. And then even later than that, they made it...
Is this your top 10 YouTuber voice?
Yep. and then
Did
later,
you know?
Vince could never get over the Kane name, so he made a character for Undertaker to face. It was Undertaker's brother, named Kane.
I don't know. You're reminding me of so many different bits. It's like the South Park bit when they're like doing like the movie trailer voice, and it's like, Rob Schneider is a piece of shit. But you'll watch it, fuck you. Just something like that. Like
Yeah.
Kane, Vince McMahon couldn't get over the name Kane, so he made an adversary for The Undertaker, his brother.
It was important that they found someone who was similar in height, if not bigger than The Undertaker, because Mark Calloway, The Undertaker, was tall as fuck.
6'6" and 250. Jacked as hell.
But WWF always padded their stats, so at a whopping 6'10" and 700 pounds, it was hard to find an adversary for The Undertaker. Thank God there was still steroids around that time. Enter Kane.
The 700 pounds big guy.
I can't remember Kane's name, dude.
I think it's like Mark. It's like a really stupid fucking normal fucking name. I hate it.
It's a really stupid fucking name.
He would kill me, but I hate
Glenn Jacobs.
Is that what it is? That sounds
Glenn
right.
Jacobs.
Yeah, it's one of those monosyllabic
At
words.
900 pounds and 10 foot tall.
It's so accurate. The Big Show at over 9,000 pounds and 80 stories tall. He's going to fight Godzilla and Goldust.
Oh my God! They just threw Big Show off of the Empire State Building. He is broken in half. He is not walking. He's not getting up and walking away from this. He will no longer be on our wrestling program. He is dead.
Meanwhile, they just literally would like just throw Mick Foley at like 30 feet through a fucking small plywood table, and they'd be like, "He's dead."
The first time, like, okay, on purpose, we meant to do that. Oh my God, he's dead. He's dead. And we're like, all right, now do the spot where you choke slam him on the cage. Yeah, no problem. Oh fuck! He fell through the cage.
Oh
that
my
wasn't
God!
supposed to happen.
Oh my God!
Oh my God! His teeth are in his nose. Dear God!
Mick Foley is dead.
Have you ever seen that picture?
No.
If you Google Mick Foley tooth and nose, you will see a most disturbing graphic image.
The kind of shit that keeps me up at night.
When he fell through the cage, he like hit his face on a chair or some shit, and it knocked his tooth up into his nose. It's hanging out of his nose. Like, I don't even understand. I think he swallowed his tooth maybe and shot it out his nose. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus Christ.
You know you can shoot water out of your nose? Yeah, he
shot a fucking tooth.
He shot a tooth, but it got stuck in the nostrils, so it's just hanging there, and he's all fucked up like, and he's missing teeth anyways.
You're right.
So he's all like, I
always used to love a Mankind spot. Like, you knew shit was going to get fucking disturbing when Mankind showed up.
To this day.
When he wore the fucking leather belts on his face.
Yeah, I wish he never would have stopped doing that. But, you know, Mick Foley had too many characters. He was
Mankind!
He was Mick...
Mankind!
Well, he was Mick Foley, who was Mankind. He was Dude Love. He was Cactus Jack. But there is that Mick Foley Mankind theme, and it's a fucking car crash at the beginning. It's like... And it goes... We're gonna get copyright struck for that.
It's good.
I'm
It's
too
good.
spot on. But it's still one of my favorite themes.
No, it hypes you up, and you knew you were in for a good match when Mick Foley showed up. Like, if there was ever a guy who like really left everything out on the ring, it was Mick Foley.
You know when WWE really started going downhill?
When they started calling themselves WWE?
They stopped having Jim Johnston, the guy that wrote like all the famous theme songs for these wrestlers.
Oh, okay.
They like
That's a little trivia for you. I
they
didn't know
like
that.
fired him. They're like, we don't want you anymore. All your fucking iconic themes.
We're just
like-
gonna start getting copyrighted songs.
The dude did fucking Ultimate Warrior's theme. He did Stone Cold's theme, Mankind's theme, like everyone's fucking theme. Like this dude, obviously he didn't do like later on. He didn't do the fucking Motorhead Triple H theme, that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, I wonder how much of that was wrestlers wanting to pick their own songs, and then how much of that was just like they were able to afford more production value, so they could kind of spend the extra money on the licensing.
some of it, like these bands are fans of wrestling, and some of it the wrestlers are friends with the band, so they
Right.
can do things like, hey, do you think you write me a song? It'd be pretty fucking cool, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Notice
then,
Metallica never did that.
But Jim would be given these. He'd be given the name, maybe a brief description. Like he didn't have a lot to.
Who
go.
are they? Yeah, what's
He
their
didn't have a lot
gimmick?
to. Some of these he didn't have a lot to go off of. Some of them he worked with the talent, from what I understand. But a lot of them, there's like, hey, write a song for this guy, and he'd just be like, all right, here's the vibes I get.
He's like a snake guy. He does stuff with snakes. Can you do anything with that?
Well, the whole thing with Stone Cold being a badass and kicking ass, and then the glass shattering and
Well, and it's such a fucking good because a lot of theme songs would interrupt whatever's happening in the ring. So you got this really dramatic moment, or maybe it's like a fucked up moment where somebody's portraying somebody else.
Yeah.
And then you just and then it says it's Stone Cold.
You know, the thing I don't like,
It's so
though,
hype.
You're right. And the thing that I don't like is even back then, they thought they needed to use words to start a song,
Yeah.
a theme song, that is. So like the glass breaking is so iconic, or the car
different.
crash into Mick Foley's, you like that's one thing. But then there's just so many theme songs. To this day, it happens, by the way, and then I don't like it. But I think the DX one worked. Are you ready? Dun, dun. Like, but then there was like, Booker T. Can you dig it, sucker? And then before the theme started.
Yeah.
But his theme song's really not that bad. And really, it's different enough from everyone else's theme. If they just did the music, I don't think. But it was his catchphrase, right?
Yeah.
So they're going to get it in anywhere they can. But
Well, and Booker T is maybe is he underrated, do you think?
yeah,
I thought he was a really technical wrestler in terms of like how he would go out
He
there.
has a wrestling school now, and he's trained some really good. Roxanne Perez in NXT is one of the best women's wrestlers on there,
and she went to his,
and she trained under Booker T.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's still he's in excellent shape.
I was gonna say what a great physique he had too. Like
His work with Stone Cold. You remember they had a supermarket brawl.
no, I don't remember that.
You've never seen that?
I might have seen it. Like I was very into wrestling.
Talk about comedy. They've Booker T and Stone Cold fought all over a supermarket. I don't even know where to go. You have to watch it. Like Stone Cold, like
Stone Cold had a lot of great spots out of the ring.
they
Like
fight in the
fucking up
supermarket,
Vince Mc-
and he's like hitting him with like flour and groceries,
Yeah.
like covering him in like milk and eggs and shit.
Yeah.
Like it's fucking
Really
hilarious.
utilizing the setting to its, to its
it's hilarious, man.
I mean, one of the most like memed moments is like Stone Cold fucking hammering on Vince McMahon's cast when he's in the hospital. Like just like Stone Cold just had such great moments like
Hits
that
him
where
with a bedpan.
Yeah, exactly.
Sticks I think it's like a catheter or an IV up his ass.
Like I would say one of the great improv wrestlers, like in terms of like I don't know how much of that is him and how much of that is like writing. Like maybe you should use stuff in the environment, like whatever, and then he just goes with it. But like the choices that they made in there, it just. Yeah, I mean, Stone Cold is a great for a reason. Yeah, he's not just a big name. Like he really, he earned that.
The Rock did it too. Yeah, if you smell what the Rock,
well,
cooking.
The Rock was good at the
and here's the thing, for his theme, I guess it works, but in comparison, like, is The Rock's, Mankind's, or Stone Cold's theme better? Like, The Rock's at the end of the list for me.
I think. Mankind has beaten The Rock a couple times, right? I know they've had a couple matches, right?
Yeah. The Mankind, I think.
Taking a couple rock bottoms.
Fuck, I want to say Mankind took the belt off The Rock.
That sounds right. I'd have to look it up.
Could be wrong.
I was very into wrestling in the like late 90s, early 2000s. I mean,
so everyone
that's my era.
They want to talk about the Attitude Era like it was so good and so perfect. There was a lot of
filler.
Bad stuff, but the good moments definitely outweigh the bad. But if you went back and tried to watch every episode of the Attitude Era, you would definitely be like, what the fuck are they doing?
Yeah.
What I did like, I liked more of there was, I want to call it like title flip-flopping, but you had like your main top guys and the belt could go between them at any time, and that was kind of exciting. Nowadays they like to do these longer reigns. So surprises can still happen, but for the most part, it's like the belts are going to change at a major pay-per-view. They're not going to change anytime.
You know who never really made any headway, but was one of my favorites, was Goldust.
Oh, dude. You're going to talk about underrated. Goldust is, and he's got a wrestling school now.
Really?
Yeah, he goes by Dustin Rhodes. He's wrestling in AEW right now. He's still wrestling.
Is he in the Rhodes family?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
That's Dusty's son. He's Dusty Rhodes, Dustin Rhodes, and then there's Cody Rhodes.
Right. He's Cody Rhodes, obviously one of the biggest superstars in the world right now.
So Dustin is Cody's brother.
Older. Right?
Yeah, I think they're half brothers, but they're still brothers. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, man.
Really underrated wrestler.
Yeah, and
I think he just had the wrong gimmick.
Even whenever, some people might say it was a rib against Dusty to make his son be this androgynous character. But Dustin's a businessman and he wanted a job and he wanted to wrestle, and Vince said, I have this idea for like this androgynous character, and Dustin was like, I just said yes before I knew what androgynous meant.
Hell yeah. He was like, do I get to wrestle? And then hell yes.
And then he's
put me in, coach.
They said like the moment that Goldust got over was when he like had someone in a corner and he backed up and rubbed his ass on the dude, and the fucking crowd lost their shit, and it was bunch of homophobia, a bunch of hate and slurs and shit. Yeah. But dude, he had this incredible match with Cody in AEW. You got to see it. Him and Cody have been tag team partners. I'm really hoping before Dustin retires, he comes back to WWE from AEW. And even if they don't run back the brothers tag team, I want to see like Cody versus Dustin one more time, something like that.
Is he still running the Goldust character, or is he just doing like
very similar? He does like face paint, and he's got a really cool bodysuit that he wears, but his arms are exposed and he's got sleeved tattoos now. He's I want to say he's in his late 50s, but he's in great shape.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't know. Like, again, one of my favorite characters.
He's in the best shape of his career right now, I'd say.
That's crazy, yeah, because he never was like one of the big guys. Like, he always kind of just seemed.
He wasn't a body guy, but for like height and weight, he could, if he was in the ring with someone, he didn't look out of place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but he was also wearing a bodysuit, so even if he had muscles, you can't see him.
Yeah. And it was like a weird material too. Like
all the Goldust stuff was so fucking weird.
Yeah. definitely.
Dude, you remember when Goldust stripped down and he was in lingerie underneath his suit? Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Very, very odd character choice. What does that say about me psychologically? You know, that was one of my favorite characters.
Well, that explains a lot about our friendship.
Well, you know, all right. Well, maybe I didn't think you would take it to a personal place, but that's fine. Here we are.
Well, you'll slide your dick between my butt cheeks later. Not anal sex, you understand. He's sliding his dick between my butt cheeks,
as they call it.
Yeah, it's
just a comfort thing.
It's like it's like almost like surfboard style, but he's just using.
I was just gonna let you tell the story. No, go ahead. Go on.
It's like masturbating, but instead of using his hand, he's just using my butt cheeks, and I suppose his belly.
I suppose. I don't know. Not 100%
And
sure.
as his cock slides between my butt cheeks, it also presses off his belly, which creates a good resistance, and that
little bit of a rhythm
that gives you the tug and pull that you need to
achieve
ejaculation.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I mean,
so how do you,
hold on. I mean, just kidding.
Man, I want to do this bit where we just go through. I've been saving a lot of the Instagram reels and like X posts as they're called now. Just been saving those so that way we could just log into my account on the channel and just go through all my save videos, and I just go, huh? Yeah, what do you think of that? That's pretty fucked up, huh? I think that would be a good bit.
Yeah.
I see like Jacksepticeye and Markiplier do stuff like that sometimes. Like every TikTok I've ever liked. We watch every TikTok I've ever fucking lolled at.
I'm not running out of material.
Hey, look, let's go through my fucking TikTok likes. I don't know. How fucking whatever. Here's some shit I saw online, and we'll react to it together. Buy my fucking top of the morning tea or coffee, you bloody bastards. I don't know.
Dude, I'm so tired. I'm in that state where I'm like, I don't know how we got from comics to anime
to
/ manga to wrestling, and then you
butt fucking.
No, not butt fucking. What would you call it?
Hot dogging.
Hot dogging my butt cheeks. You ever try that? Not with a dude, of course. I guess it doesn't matter. With a grown consenting adult, have you ever tried that?
No, I've never tried to hot dog somebody to orgasm other than you. I mean,
it's cool, man. What about thighs? You ever just like?
I've thought about it.
You ever just put it between thighs and go at it till you're done?
I've thought about it. I think in theory, in concept, it's hot, but then in practice, it's just, you know, it's not as pleasurable as
you either have to have enough spit or enough lube, and I'm telling you, a woman's thighs, you can just
I know it's soft. It's soft on the inner.
Put
inner
it
side,
between the thighs and just slide it in and out. Same with the butt cheeks, man. You know what I think. Not every,
or titties.
Well, not everyone can do the tit sex thing, and thankfully I can. So I'm lucky in that aspect, as I get to have tit sex.
But you're thinking maybe everybody kind of has the opportunity to do.
Well, the thing is so not everybody gets to do the tit sex, but
cheek sex.
But, and I'm saying a big but.
Right.
I'm not saying it's better.
You're saying they need a big butt?
It is the second best. I'm saying, but it is the second best thing.
Yeah.
Like you get, and we're talking about.
Well, I mean, really any two pieces of soft flesh, like armpit sex or.
Yeah, but they have to be like, shaved, no deodorant, because that'll dry it out.
Like maybe like that crease in your waist when you like lean over.
Chin and neck.
Yeah. Just have her like tuck her chin down.
Yeah. But I'm saying all this to say, look, not everybody gets to have tit sex, but unless your woman or man has absolutely no ass, there's no reason you can't hot dog them.
Yeah, I don't think there's a level of ass where you can't hot dog it. There might be. There might be
Hank
somebody
Hill?
out there. Yeah, I was gonna say there might be, but even then,
Could you hot dog Hank Hill? That's the name of this episode.
Could you hot dog Hank Hill? Sounds like a fucking late 90s, early 2000s fucking video game ad for the Hank Hill video game, or the King of the Hill video game.
Could you hot dog Hank Hill?
Are you man enough to hot dog Hank Hill?
Help him collect the propane and find out.
Yeah, and it's just like a 2-page spread of like screenshots from the game, and then like a vaguely erotic image of like a hot dog bun.
Yeah, dude.
There was like
Yeah,
a
man.
Conker's Bad Fur Day ad like that, where it's like a chick like peeing in a men's urinal or something, and it's like for rated M for mature.
And also scratch and sniff.
Scratch the urinal here. Yeah.
Ew.
Why is it so? I can't stop. It's
smells-
gross.
It smells like my parents' bedroom.
God, it's so sick. Man, ugh, I hate this. Woof! I would not smell this page if I were.
You know who used to do those? The whole gross out thing was really popular, and I want to say like 80s, maybe late 80s, mid to late 80s, maybe early 90s. But it was like a gross out humor kind of thing. Nintendo would do this fucking scratch and sniff video game magazines, and they would do like just like gross things,
like boogers or vomit.
yeah, like
farts.
garbage. Like, why would you make that a scratch and sniff? That is terrible.
I don't know. Do you remember the Rugrats movie that came with Scratch and Sniff?
No.
Yeah, there was a Rugrats VHS, and it would have like little numbers that popped up on the screen. Maybe it was in the theaters actually. And I think when you instead of like a 3D movie, it was like a smell-o-vision movie, and like you'd go in and they give you a little scratcher card, like a lottery ticket, and then when the scene would come up where something was on the screen, like nacho cheese, they'd be like, scratch number 3 now. And you'd scratch 3 and you'd smell it, and you'd be like, it smells kind of like nacho cheese. I mean, kind of, like vaguely, yeah, I guess.
And then there's the fucking... I was just gonna drop some random mental illness in there. Completely uneducated. Like, then there's the autistic kid who scratched all the numbers and smelled them at once.
And he's like,
this movie sucks.
I don't understand what I'm supposed to be getting here. Scratch now. All of them. I don't know what. They do that. They do that at Disney too. They have this really cool 4D experience. It's like Fantasia or something like that. But they don't have a card. They just pump the smells into the room, and then halfway, like it starts and it's like a normal movie theater screen, and then as the show goes on, they just kind of slowly expand it, like almost imperceptibly. Like so, the curtains pull away at the same rate that the film expands, and then like suddenly the screen is like on either side of you, and then I think there might be like a 3D element to that.
Do you think the smells are actually necessary?
I don't know. I did the Shrek 4D experience, and my dad got really mad at me because they had like these little air hoses on like very small gauge air hoses, and the spiders fall down on the screen, and then like the air hoses go off. So it's like, oh, spiders on your leg, and I like moved my legs really fast, and I kicked my dad, and he was like, Brandon, and I was like, sorry. And then like I couldn't enjoy the rest of the movie. It was really cool.
I took my kid on it was like a 4D dinosaur Jeep ride, and it was pretty cool because you sit in the seat and the seat moves with the Jeep. You hit all the bumps, and then you like fall down a cliff, and these dinosaurs are chasing you.
Right, yeah.
And the T-Rex can't quite get to you, but he breathes on you, and they missed you in the face.
Yeah.
And anyways, the ride's over, and the lights come back on. I'm like, what'd you think? And he's like, that was horrifying.
Dad, that was terrible.
Like, so you want to go again?
Yeah, kind of.
I also went on a 3D coaster at Universal, and
yeah,
it could even be something like we went on a Simpsons one. It was all animated, but it felt real,
uncanny.
Like when they get to the top and the the coaster plummets, and it's like maybe it's because they're moving your seat too. Like
there's definitely a lot of trickery,
but
going
also
on there.
the visual illusion that you're falling.
So realistic.
Maybe they're blowing wind in my face too. I don't remember, but I was watching a cartoon and I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, just engrossed by it. No, there is something to those 4D experiences. Like I went to the Mummy in Universal.
Yeah.
That's a 3D or 4D ride, and there's like real effects in there too. Like they really shoot fire at some point and stuff like that. Like there's stuff going on, and like you get hit with real water and stuff like that. So it seems like the later ones, they kind of move more to like the special effects where it's like,
they still have some practical stuff there too though.
Yeah.
The Jurassic Park ride, the T-Rex like drops down and roars, but as soon as he does that, it plummets you like you fall down the waterfall.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
I remember the Spider-Man ride. They like Spider-Man jumps on the front of your cart, and then like the cart like dips down in the front, like it's feeling weight. There is something to that.
They had this newer King Kong ride when I went, and you're on a bus, and then you drive into this tunnel, and like the door closes, and it's you're surrounded by screens.
Oh.
So you're I don't know if it's like a dome or if it's just the walls on each side.
Right.
But Kong starts fighting the V-Rexes from the Peter Jackson King Kong. And at one point he like maybe puts his hand on the cart and jumps over, but the cart rocks, and they again do the dinosaur mist. Maybe it's Kong or the dinosaurs breathe on you and you get splashed with water. I think maybe at one point he slams one in a puddle and you get splashed with water. Some shit like that. You know? It's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, I think that
I guess
the whole VR thing.
But could you imagine every time you went to see a movie, you're like, oh fuck, they're gonna splash me with water, they're gonna fucking blow wind in my face, they're gonna make me think I got fucking spiders on me.
They tried to do that with major motion pictures. Do you remember that?
No, I don't. But also again, and then add the smell-o-vision aspect in.
Right.
Imagine they're doing all this shit and you're like, sometimes I'm going to the movies to escape, and all you guys have done is heighten my senses.
Yeah.
And now my existential dread has caught up to me yet again.
Yeah.
And I'm not
an outside observer anymore.
There's no shutting off my mind and relaxing.
No, now I'm an active participant.
Right.
And
so
I think a horror version of that where you get like splashed with blood or something, or like maybe like a guy comes up and like cuts you on the just a little bit.
The fight in the scene where they're getting asphyxiated with the plastic bag, like
all the oxygen gets sucked out of the room.
Well, I was gonna say one of the theater workers comes up and puts the bag over your head.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe not that. But no, like generally, like some of the scariest shit is like being even the Jaws ride, which is pretty dated at Universal.
A guy walks
I don't
in
even
with
think they do it
a
anymore.
gimp suit and hands
and
you
you're not sure if he's a worker or not. Like, it really just looks
hands
like
you a ball gag.
Like he comes in through an exit door. Like they really like make it look like it's a real exit door. Like you're seeing behind it. Like, oh, sorry, the ride went off the tracks.
Yeah.
It's gonna be down for 5 minutes, and all of a sudden, like the lights turn off, the screen shut off, and then like you can kind of see the background. And then like just a dude in like a gimp suit walks in through the exit door. And like everybody starts screaming, and they're like, "What? No, hey, the ride's not going. Like, there's no reason to be screaming." And then like he starts touching you.
He hands you a ball gag, and you think he's like holding the popcorn bucket, but you realize his hands are at his side, and you're like, "Oh fuck!"
And none of the popcorn is moving at all. Yeah,
the popcorn's extra salty.
You try some because, well, it's free popcorn. You're not gonna not try free popcorn. You're like, I am kind of hungry, and it's kind of hot out. And
he takes off the gimp suit, and it's your dad.
And you're like, no way! No, I would lose my mind. Are you kidding me? That'd be the best.
Can't believe you've done this.
Oh, I can't believe you've done this.
Oh fuck, dude.
I thought that said an hour and 50. I'd be like, we've been here for 2 hours? Jesus
That would have been
Christ.
amazing. If we hit that time slip, I'd be like, I can't wait to listen back because I'm pretty sure I forgot everything.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I blacked out and just went into like autopilot, you know. I was having an out-of-body experience through most of this episode.
Yeah. There's definitely been, it's had its moments.
Yeah, I think it's good. I mean, you know, normally, as you know, anybody knows, and this is the problem with any show or movie or comic or book or TV series, anything, it becomes self-informed, where it relies solely upon, or like Star Wars is a good example. Like people say Star Wars is creatively bankrupt because they can't stop referencing old shit that has happened already.
Yeah.
Instead of coming up with new ideas.
Oh,
Much like us.
Hold on, but the people don't like the new ideas.
Well, I'm just saying
new
that
ideas
those
are
are
bad.
two separate criticisms, you know.
Yeah, I guess. Dude, have you watched The Mandalorian?
No, well, some of it.
Shit, brother. That's good Star Wars right there, dude.
I think I'm probably the only guy in the world who likes Star Wars who hasn't been sucked into The Mandalorian.
Here's what I'll say.
I really liked Loki season 1.
It seems like the new path forward for Star Wars is The Mandalorian, and a lot of the new canon and or retcons are going to be done through The Mandalorian, and apparently it's getting its own movie now, and that's...
What did you think of the Book of Boba Fett? Because that kind of is a spin-off of The Mandalorian.
It's like Mandalorian, season 2.5 or 3.5?
Right.
No, it's good.
I haven't seen it, so.
So they rewrote what happens to Boba Fett after the Sarlacc pit a bit. Right? They rewrote it a bit.
I've heard that it's basically a direct retelling of Patton Oswalt's bit on Parks and Rec, where he does a retelling of what happens. It's like he's like at a town hall meeting, and like they put like the Book of Boba Fett and the Parks and Recs episode side by side.
Yeah.
And Patton Oswalt is like, and we pan down to the Sarlacc pit, and what do we see but the gloved, the gauntleted hand of Boba Fett reaching out, and they're playing it side by side, and as he's like narrating his script idea for how Boba Fett comes back to life, is essentially exactly how Disney did. Like he's basically just narrating what Disney did. So I think that's that's the only thing I know about the Book of Boba Fett. Yeah, other than that, like he is in The Mandalorian. And
I mean, I think people had more problems with Book of Boba Fett than they've ever had with Mandalorian. But
was one of them that the actor is fat? Mm-hmm. I've heard that criticism. Like Boba Fett's actor is kind of like
he's not. His face is fat, if anything.
Yeah,
but
he's also
he's old. That's the thing. Is like, what do you want him to do?
I don't know. I'm asking you as somebody who's watched it and versus me who's only just seen the outside.
No, it was super. It was super awesome to see that actor come back and be Boba's Fett. and
I don't think that's his name, Alex.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't know if they picked that one up, but we might have been talking over each other. YouTube can't pick that up.
Yeah, no. Very cool. I'm a sucker for nostalgia.
You're also Foghorn Leghorn, Alex Jones. Secretly,
I said, I'm a sucker for nostalgia, and every time you put it in my Star Wars or any of my other stuff, I will sit down and eat the whole bowl, sir.
just absolutely peeking the shit out of the microphone.
None of that's going to be usable.
That would be beautiful.
No, any time there's nostalgia in anything.
Yeah.
Like I want Macaulay Culkin back for another Home Alone.
I'd be down. Wait,
So-
is he the dad this time, or is
No.
he just a grown man who's
I think
a failure to launch
So
kind of situation?
I have some ideas, and the reason that after Home Alone 2, Home Alone never worked. It's been a cash grab since 2.
Right.
So they do Home Alone 3. Oh, we recast Kevin. Home Alone 4, we recast that kid. Everyone, they've not had a consecutive kid, and they just in 2021 they did Home Sweet Home Alone, and they got the guy that played Buzz, Kevin's brother. He played a police officer in the new movie. I haven't even watched it, but it had mixed reviews. No, I want Macaulay Culkin back. I want him in that house. The setting can be Chicago, and then one more time he has to defend the house on Christmas.
Yeah. Can you do that again as Billy Butcher?
No.
Okay. Well,
it's
it's worth a try.
I wish.
Your Billy Butcher is one of my favorites. I sometimes go back and watch the stuff that we've done, and
It's too rusty. If I was confident,
get it back in the swing.
100%. I will. You know what? My problem is
You haven't been watching The Boys.
I haven't been watching The Boys, and anytime I do any kind of
Impersonation.
anything,
Impression.
English, European, it all devolves into Australian and New Zealand, which I understand Billy Butcher is kind of more on the edge of.
Not quite Cockney, but sort of.
Yeah. I'm not there. That's what I'm getting
It's
at.
not Liverpool. There's too many different. I want to say Gloucestershire, but I don't know what his specific dialect is. I know it's an English accent, but it's bordering on Cockney, but it's also like lower class England, which is not. I don't believe that's Cockney.
Well, anyways, I don't want to do Australian Billy Butcher right now, so
That's fine.
that the answer is no. So,
but when you were
Culkin,
saying that, yeah,
Macaulay Culkin defends the house one more time, and maybe it's rated R. I don't know.
hell yeah.
He's got trauma from his childhood, and I want to address several things in the movie: how his parents were abusive, how his brothers and sisters were abusive.
At the very least, neglectful.
Well, go back and I've been watching them every day.
Right.
I've been watching 1 and 2 literally. I put them on daily now, and just the open Buzz bullying him, and his parents are like, "Kevin, go upstairs.
Yeah.
Why are you, Kevin? You little shit, go upstairs. You're being bad."
Yeah.
And it just he says everyone in this house craps on me, and it's like, yes, I feel so bad for you, Kevin.
Right.
And I understand it's fairy tale land movie, haha. But no, in both movies, the dad in the second movies, Kevin's like, "Dad, can I have some batteries?" And he's like, "They're in my bag. I'll give them to you on the plane." And he fucking picks up his dad's bag and starts digging through them. His dad should have just been like, "Put down the fucking bag, let's go." But instead he's like, "You gonna carry my bag, Kevin? Kevin, you gonna carry my bag? We gotta go." And he starts running. And I think he looks back. He starts holding his hand, but then he lets go of him. And I don't think he looks back once. I was gonna say I think he looks back once, but I don't think he looks back once when they run through the fucking airport.
Yeah.
And they just fucking left him the year before. They left him at home.
Yeah.
And this time they're trying to get on a plane.
So they haven't learned their lessons from past.
Well, on top of that,
experiences.
Buzz bullies him at the beginning of the movie and was teasing him when he had his solo at the fucking church choir thing. And then Kevin turns around and pushes him because everyone in the fucking building's laughing at Kevin now.
Yeah.
So he turns and pushes Buzz. When Buzz falls, it causes all the kids to fall, and it somehow causes a fucking big Christmas tree prop to fall off and hit the lady playing piano. And his mom stands up and goes, "Kevin!" And then it cuts to Buzz apologizes first, and then he's like, "Beat that, you little trout sniffer." And then Kevin's like, "I'm not sorry. Fuck you guys." And
Hell yeah.
his mom's like, "Oh, Buzz apologized." He's like, "He didn't mean it."
Yeah.
Look, why was the first thing she said Kevin? Because Kevin retaliated for being bullied?
Yeah.
I would have been, and then again, in that movie, they make Kevin sleep upstairs. They go upstairs.
Right.
He's like, "What else is new?" But they make him fucking sleep upstairs. Why wasn't Buzz in trouble? Like, Buzz, I'm taking your fucking nudie mags and you're fucking, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that seems like a good spot to end it. I don't want to. Now that we're off, Mike, I don't know how to broach this with you, but have you been misappropriating company property for personal use?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, like, we were joking about it at the beginning of the episode, but like, are you actually using the studio as storage space? I don't know if that's, like, I talked to our accountant and he said that you have to actually, like, you have to fill out some kind of paperwork for something like that. I don't know.
Misappropriated.
Yeah, because you're only, you're 50% owner, co-presidents or whatever. And it's not coming from me, obviously.
Well, fuck our accountant, dude. Look, a boss is a boss is a boss is a boss, and as far as I'm concerned, me and you are bosses.
Right, but I guess what he's saying is you have to have it in writing from me that it's okay. And I told him that I would just do it, but he said that we both have to be present or something like that. And then, like, you have to itemize everything that you store in here for some reason, just for liability, like insurance stuff.
Yeah, but how fucking mad are you going to be when you find out I'm using the rest of the studio as my house?
What do you mean?
Oh, I thought you knew, but so this room that we recorded isn't this technically isn't the whole studio. It's the full square footage of this building.
What?
Yeah, I live in the rest of this, and we just record in this room. I thought you knew that.
What are you saying? This is like the foyer?
I thought you knew that this space was the studio. So anything outside of this space was fair game.
What? We went to we signed papers together. What do you mean you're just living here?
What does that have to do with it?
I have a separate mortgage. I'm paying half of the lease on this place.
What does it have to do with anything, dude?
What do you mean? What does it have to do? I'm paying half of your mortgage?
I thought you understood when we signed the papers.
Well, I trusted you to, and I didn't realize that you were going to move in. I didn't realize that was an option. There's like 12,000 square feet here. Like we could split that. We could have a huge studio and both.
Dude, I hear you. But if we split it, where am I going to keep the zebras?
You know, zebras are my favorite.
I want to run through a field of burning bodies. I want to scream. I want to bathe in the blood of my enemy. So if you think that you're better than me, why don't you just try it and see? I've got nothing to wait for. I've got nothing but hate for you. So why don't you just try it and see?
Oh, fuck.